Hollywood was shocked. The fan community was stunned. Jamie Dornan's brief but sharp statement in an exclusive interview last night caused the global entertainment atmosphere to freeze for a few seconds. Jamie Dornan, who has been associated with a cinematic icon for nearly a decade, suddenly confirmed, "It's time for me to say goodbye." No one understood what that meant. A role? A love affair? A chapter in life? All we know is that the icon once made him explode in fame, making Jamie an international star, while also tying him to endless prejudices, perspectives and expectations. Clapperboard icon, the starting point of a halo or a shadow over a career? Not everyone can withstand the pressure of a stereotyped role. From the early years of entering Hollywood, Jamie was praised as the perfect image that the audience cannot replace. But that success came at a price. That image seemed to swallow all his efforts later. Every new step was compared, every new project was doubted, every emotion was constrained. Jamie once admitted, "Success is like a spotlight, it shines on you, but it also makes you blind to the path ahead." Collision. What made Jamie Dornan decide to call it quits at this point? Those close to him said, he had gone through a long period of struggle between art and expectation, between true passion and pre-made halo. A source said that Jamie had turned down a project expected to revive the icon, a choice enough to shock those in power in Hollywood. An anonymous producer revealed, "If Jamie says no, it means that the legendary door is closed. And it seems he has officially locked it. Door. When an icon ends, what begins? Goodbye is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter." This bold choice could be a risky move, or a great moment of rebirth in Jamie Dornan's career. The question fans are asking. Right arrow. Is he preparing to build a completely different image? Right arrow. A more mature, more complex role? Right arrow. Or is Jamie ready to break all the limits that Hollywood has ever imposed on him? The only thing that is certain. When Jamie Dornan calls it quits, it will never be an ordinary stop. Zipper mouth face. What was Jamie Dornan talking about, after all? That evening's interview ended in skepticism and controversy. Jamie neither confirmed nor denied. He just smiled, a smile that was polite enough but also distant enough to make people wonder. What do you really want to give up? A journalist asked directly. Are you talking about the character that made your name or a chapter in your personal life? Jamie leaned slightly, paused for a few seconds, then answered with a sentence that made millions of viewers unable to take their eyes off. There are icons we build, but there are also icons that make us forget who we are. Heartbreak. It's not just a role, maybe a relationship? From the moment that sentence appeared, social media immediately exploded. Pieces of the past are dug up. Pushpin old interviews. Pushpin red carpet moments. Pushpin avoidances in front of the press. Pushpin the looks, the smiles, the silences. All seem to be reassembled into a new picture. A viral comment on X attracted more than 1.2 million views in just a few hours. The symbol Jamie gave up is not just a character. Sometimes people give up a symbol when the real feelings are too lost in the myth that others built. Another comment is full of hidden meaning. Maybe he is tired of the whole world looking at what they believe to be true, but he can't say what really happened. High voltage. A new chapter, ready to face controversy. Many inside sources say Jamie is preparing for a project that completely goes against what the public thinks of him. Not a cold image, not a perfect icon, not a man who causes controversy for the sake of being attractive. The new role requires real vulnerability and unvarnished cracks. A screenwriter shared backstage. He wants audiences to see the man, not the myth. He wants to fail, and be loved, hated, for himself, not for a fixed icon. Fire. And that's why the world is shaking. Not everyone has the courage to call it quits when their entire career is based on something they're abandoning. But Jamie Dornan just did it. No fuss, no excuses, no permission. Just a statement. It's not the same anymore. New Moon 3, full stop, signs appeared at once, and that's what shook Hollywood. That night, after the stormy interview, a series of information began to leak from unofficial but reliable sources. The chilling coincidence was Down Triangle Jamie refused to renew his contract with the project that made his reputation. Down Triangle his name disappeared from the extended cast list for the sequel. Down Triangle a relationship that was supposed to last for years suddenly disappeared. That was all it took for the media to create a global storm. A major entertainment newspaper ran the headline. Jamie Dornan, goodbye role, goodbye icon, goodbye someone? Speech balloon has Jamie endured too long? A Hollywood media expert commented. Icons create stars, but they can also imprison them. The private emotions that are labeled as entertainment industry always have a price. Jamie said 2 years ago. The most tiring thing is not being seen, it is being seen wrongly. That sentence at the time passed off as a normal artist sharing. But put in the current context, it is like a premonition of a liberation. Heartbreak, a name not spoken, but everyone is thinking. When Jamie said, "An icon makes me forget who I am," the internet immediately called that person's name. No direct mention, no confirmation, no denial. Just hidden lines, looks, old moments on the red carpet replayed a million times. A major fan page commented, "There are relationships that don't need to be official, they're already iconic just because the whole world sees them." Another account wrote, "The icon is sometimes not on the screen, but between the eyes." Jamie's side remains silent. But silence is the strongest fuel for rumors. Fire the new project is considered a declaration of war. Information began to emerge that Jamie was considering a role that was completely opposite, not glossy, not glamorous, not pleasing to the majority. A director rumored to be approaching only said one sentence that caused a stir in the media. "I want Jamie to play the main character, not the icon, but the person." If this project is confirmed, it will not just be an option, but a declaration against the shadow that has followed him for nearly a decade. Glowing star end or rebirth? When an icon disappears, the world is divided into two. Those who mourn and those who yearn for something new. Jamie Dornan stands between both, with the uncanny calm of a man who has made up his mind. He may have lost a legend, but he may also be about to write another one, his own, independent of anyone, attached to no one, not defined by the world's memories. Until the truth comes out. The world only knows one thing. Jamie Dornan is not back where he used to be, and that is the moment that makes Hollywood wary. Fire. When an icon is no longer a source of pride, but a source of fear. In the days after the stormy announcement, Jamie completely disappeared from the media. No red carpet. No social media. No surprise appearances at any events as usual. A paparazzi captured the moment he sat alone by the window of a small cafe, his woolen hat pulled low, his eyes looking out onto the street as if looking at a part of his memory that only he understood. A witness recounted. He didn't look like someone who had just lost something. He looked like someone who had just put down something too heavy to carry. Candle giving up, sometimes the bravest act. For years, Jamie has been a symbol of a type of character, a type of man, a type of emotion that the world wants him to maintain. Someone once told him, "The audience loves that image, don't disappoint them." But there's one detail that few people notice. No one asked Jamie if he still loved it. It's easy for someone to walk up on stage and smile under the lights. It's hard for them to admit. Right arrow, I don't belong there anymore. Right arrow, I've changed. Right arrow, or worse, I was never the person they thought I was. Speech balloon. The conversation leaked, and it was the piece that left many people speechless. A source from the former production team revealed a conversation between Jamie and the producer before he turned down the contract. "We need that image to live on." And Jamie replied, "I don't." 3 words, but like a knife cutting away from the past. Heartbreak. What about the supposed icon? The rumors still spread. The comparisons, the old photos, the slow-motion videos analyzing eye contact still appear every hour. But the strangest thing is, Jamie didn't deny it. He didn't confirm it either. A reporter asked directly in an email to his agent, did he leave the role or the relationship? Jamie's agent responded after 48 hours of silence. He left something that wasn't real. An answer enough to set the internet ablaze. But also enough for the discerning eye to sense. It wasn't a hasty decision, it was the conclusion of a long, unseen battle.